tragic end to the search for a missing boy with autism. Eden Prairie police say they found the body of 11-year-old boy last night in a nearby pond.
It's the second similar incident in just a few months. Back in June, a Hopkins boy with autism drowned in a creek. Gordon Severson's hearing now from advocates about what they say needs to change.
Yeah, there are strong similarities between these two cases. Both involved young boys with autism who went missing from their homes. Their bodies were both found a few hours later in a body of water just a short distance away. Autism advocates say the community needs to have a serious conversation about what we can all do to keep kids safe.
It is the most common cause of death amongst autistic children.
In a state with more than 10,000 lakes and countless ponds, you're never too far away from an open body of water.
This, unfortunately, is a pattern that's very, very likely here in Minnesota.
Ellie Wilson from the Autism Society of Minnesota says autistic children especially are drawn to water by the visuals and movement and by the way it makes them feel.
Think of the last time you dove into a pool, that feeling of pressure that you get around your body is somewhat like a weighted blanket for people with autism.
Wilson says there is an even greater concern in the Somali community. She says data suggests Somali children are more likely to be diagnosed with autism.
Even as high, some will say, as 1 in 16, which is nearly double the rate that it is in the mainstream group.
The impact of autism on our community is extremely high.
Jailani Hussein with the Council on American Islamic Relations says the Somali community is deeply concerned after 2 drowning cases in just 4 months.
You know, there are ways to protect children, and we need to really invest in that.
He says parent groups are already discussing ideas to improve safety, such as increased access to swimming lessons, signs that warn the community a child with autism lives nearby, and resources for parents so they can secure their homes.
Things like alarms or even locks on doors and windows are a very popular thing to talk about.
Wilson agrees all communities need to have a serious discussion so parents, leaders, and law enforcement have the tools they need to keep children safe.
One of the biggest things that we have to do is just talk about it more as a community.
Now, for this most recent case in Eden Prairie, city officials say the Hennepin County medical examiner is right now working to determine the exact cause of death. KARE Minnesota says parent groups are hoping to meet later this month to see what they can do to help parents who are worried about the safety of their autistic children. Back to you.
Gordon, thank you.